Join me as I dig into Marvin Sapp's secret battle with depression at 58 and see if I can uncover the truth behind his journey. Marvin Sapp is a name synonymous with soul-stirring gospel music. With a career spanning over 2 decades, he's blessed us with hits like Yes You Can and Never Would Have Made It. But behind the scenes, this talented artist has been fighting a silent battle, one that's often swept under the rug in the African American community. At 63 years old, gospel legend Marvin Sapp, the voice behind some of the most powerful songs of faith, just revealed a secret that left fans stunned. For decades, while the world saw his success, awards, and ministry, behind closed doors, he was silently fighting a hidden battle: depression. What pushed one of gospel's most respected figures to the edge? And why is he only opening up about it now? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will change the way you see Marvin Sapp forever. At first glance, Marvin Sapp's life looked picture perfect. A multi-award-winning gospel artist, a respected bishop, and a man who inspired millions through timeless songs like Never Would Have Made It. But behind the polished image and the thunderous applause was a reality that very few knew about. A secret battle that Marvin Sapp carried for years, one that he's finally finding the courage to talk about openly at the age of 63. In this video, we're diving deep into the story that the headlines have only scratched the surface of. We'll uncover how personal tragedy, the pressures of fame, and the quiet struggles of mental health shaped Marvin Sapp's journey. And you won't believe the turning points that led him to finally break his silence. So make sure you watch until the very end, because this isn't just about Marvin Sapp. It's about resilience, faith, and the hidden struggles even the strongest among us face. And trust me, the revelations coming up will leave you speechless. Before we get into Marvin Sapp's hidden battle with depression, we first need to understand the man behind the music. Because his story is not just about struggle, it's also about legacy, influence, and the extraordinary weight of expectations placed on his shoulders. Marvin Sapp was born on January 28, 1967 in Grand Rapids, Michigan. From a young age, it was clear that he had a voice unlike any other. By his teenage years, he was already singing in church and catching the attention of local choirs. His gift was undeniable, but talent wasn't the only thing that shaped him. It was his faith. Marvin Sapp grew up in a deeply spiritual environment, and this foundation would one day carry him through storms he never could have imagined. In the 1990s, Sapp rose to national fame when he joined the gospel group Commissioned, filling the shoes of Fred Hammond. That was no small task. Hammond was a gospel icon, but Sapp didn't just fill the role. He carved his own path. His voice, raw and full of emotion, quickly became a signature in the gospel world. Fans connected not only to the technical brilliance of his singing, but also to the genuine passion he poured into every lyric. Then came his solo career, where songs like Never Would Have Made It and The Best in Me catapulted him into the mainstream. These weren't just songs. They were anthems of hope and healing. Millions found strength in his music, and Marvin Sapp became a household name in gospel, bridging the gap between traditional church audiences and a wider global audience. But here's the thing. While fans were celebrating his rise, very few understood the weight of what it meant to carry that level of visibility, to be the man people looked up to be the bishop, the father, the husband, the role model. Publicly, Marvin Sapp was a beacon of strength. Privately, he was just a man trying to balance extraordinary responsibility with very real human emotions. And this is where the story takes a turn, because what many people don't realize is that even at the height of his success, Marvin Sapp was quietly carrying pain that no award or applause could heal. Stay with me, because in the next chapter, we'll uncover the personal tragedies that began to unravel Marvin Sapp's world and how they became the silent spark behind his long battle with depression. Every public figure has a defining moment, a moment that forever changes who they are. For Marvin Sapp, that moment came in the most heartbreaking way imaginable. Behind the bright lights and the powerful music was a devoted husband and father. Marvin Sapp was married to Dr. Melinda Prince Sapp, a woman who wasn't just his partner in life, but also in ministry. Together they built something powerful, a thriving church, Lighthouse Full Life Center, and a family rooted in faith and love. Melinda wasn't just a pastor's wife. She was his confidant, his advisor, and his biggest supporter. But in 2010, tragedy struck. Melinda Sapp passed away after a courageous battle with colon cancer. The loss sent shockwaves through the gospel community. Fans mourned, the church grieved, but no one felt the weight of that loss more than Marvin himself. In interviews years later, he admitted that losing Melinda was like losing a piece of himself. She had been his anchor, the one who kept him grounded while fame and responsibility threatened to pull him in 100 different directions. Imagine this for a moment. One day, you're standing in the pulpit preaching hope and resilience to a congregation that looks to you for guidance. The next, you're staring at an empty chair where your wife once sat, wondering how you'll explain to your children why their mother isn't coming home. That's the reality Marvin Sapp faced. And while the world saw him stand tall, inside he was crumbling. But Marvin did what so many in ministry are pressured to do. He kept going. He kept singing. He kept preaching. He kept smiling. The stigma surrounding mental health in our community is real. For far too long, we've been conditioned to be strong, to persevere, and to keep our struggles hidden from the world. But this mentality can be deadly. It's a heavy weight to carry and one that can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection. Mental health struggles don't discriminate, and it's time we start talking about it openly. Growing up, Marvin Sapp experienced his fair share of challenges. He lost his mother at a young age and had to navigate the complexities of life without her guidance. As his music career took off, he faced intense pressure to perform and produce hit after hit. But it was a personal loss that would trigger a downward spiral into depression. Marvin Sapp's battle with depression wasn't something he initially spoke about publicly, but in recent years, he's become more vocal about his experiences. During an interview, he shared that he'd struggled with depression for years, often feeling like he was living a lie. He described the pain of putting on a mask to perform, all while hiding his true emotions. One pivotal moment came when Marvin Sapp decided to open up about his mental health struggles in an interview. He spoke candidly about his experiences, sharing the emotional toll that depression took on his life. His honesty was both heartbreaking and liberating, offering a glimpse into the often hidden world of mental health struggles. As we reflect on Marvin Sapp's journey, it's clear that his story offers valuable insights. It highlights the importance of addressing mental health openly and honestly. By sharing his struggles, Marvin Sapp has helped break down stigmas and encouraged others to do the same. If you've been impacted by Marvin Sapp's story or have your own experiences with mental health, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below and be sure to check out more videos on mental health and personal stories. Thanks for the watching and subscribes.